Good evening, guys. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, wherever you're streaming from, wherever you're watching from. It's been a minute. Haven't made no video in a minute. I've been busy with life, of course. Busy with my responsibility. Also, I've got a project coming up, a legitimate project that I'll be announcing very soon. Obviously, I've been busy. I've missed out on a few videos. The preparation videos. I missed out on that. That would have been a video that I'd love to make, and also a few other videos. But yeah, it's only right for a record time tonight. So this video is gonna be about South Africa. We're gonna talk about the xenophobia. We're gonna talk about a bit of histories, the relationship, how we're gonna talk about how South African people are killing other Africans, of course, which obviously we know is not right. So as I said, we'll talk about the apartheid, about the xenophobia. So in 2015 there was a xenophobia attack going on in South Africa, and a lot of South Africa were killing a lot of Nigerians, killing a lot of other African Nigerian being obviously one of them, which obviously doesn't sit right with me at the time. And we can see obviously social media era, we can see everything going virals and stuff, which obviously as a Nigerian this really touched me. So I made a conscious decision that I will not be going to South Africa for that reason. As times goes by, obviously, I was kind of shocked at the time, to be honest. So fast forward 2021, obviously, xenophobia continue. One thing I've noticed about this xenophobia is just a thing that comes and go. I think whether it's something just triggered South Africa or something, whatever happens. I mean, the most recent one is, let's just go to the most recent one, which is the Igbo community. As of obviously, this one is as of last month, March. The Igbo community, obviously, like basically there was a new king that was crowned in their community in South Africa, and the king is basically obviously is within the community. His job is just basically to handle issues within Igbo community, to make decision. There's like their own court, basically. There he handle issues within the Igbo community. He's like a spokesperson in a way, but obviously as South Africa, we know they're probably thinking is how can there be an evil a king in our country. I mean, obviously the same thing happened in Ghana as well. So Igbo, that's how they are, which obviously they need to be more cautious. They're like what we call like a Jewish, like the black Jewish in a way. Like they go to certain country and they just like install themselves and dominate like the environment in a way. So yeah, we're just gonna go to be history. So obviously that happened now. So as of recent now, South Africa started with this xenophobia stuff, and obviously like evicting Nigeria. I think there was much less killing this time, but there was more of a there's still like burning businesses and still like beating people. There's still a bit of killing, but yeah. But anyway, so that's the reason I thought, you know what, yeah, it's only right I made this video. Like I understand obviously the Igbos. I mean, it's not something that they're aware of. South Africans are aware of. They probably think that Igbo are here. How can there be an Igbo king in a country? This is that, which is obviously not the case. The Igbos are just there to they're just, it's a king, but it's within their community. They have no power whatsoever in related to like South Africa ruling. So obviously, as you know, I'm obviously making content now, and I thought it's only right I made some video and some educational video to just show shed lights on this stuff, and also like show South Africa, like, cause some South Africa may not be aware of this situation in terms of what Nigeria actually contributed to South Africa. So It's only right. So years back doing the apartheid. It's just to let you know, there's a Nelson Mandela used to live in Nigeria at some stage, and he schooled in Nigeria, and he had a Nigerian passport. During the apartheid, Nigeria. Sorry. So okay, let me share the screen. So Nigeria contribute around between 1960 and 1995. Nigeria spent over 61 billion to support the struggle against apartheid in South Africa. Yeah, this extensive support include direct financial aid, material assistance, and funding for liberation movement like an ANC, with contribution funded through mandatory taxes known as the South Africa Relief Funds. So one thing I want to say is like a lot of people don't know, innit? As we know, obviously South Africa, where don't get me wrong, there were is this Stephen Biko? They have been fighting the apartheid for years. Apartheid basically white people dominating the country, like they're not giving the black South Africa, they have no say and no power of control. They have no power in the country. So basically they're like stuck in the box in a way. So obviously like at this time, like around the 90s and stuff, especially like 1960, Nigeria was one of the countries that our economy was well balanced, like very balanced. Like at the time, I think dollars to naira was at 1 for 1. So it's not just, I'm not making this video based on the money that was sent to them in a support. I'm making this video in relate to like the sacrifice we had to make as Nigeria for South Africa. Because as I said before, South Africa have been fighting, they've been fighting obviously or appetite and everything, but it wasn't based on that. The main sacrifice came from the fact that, because at the time Nigeria used to, obviously we used to one of the first country that was supplying the crude oil. Let me make the video larger. So we were supplying United Kingdom, America, and most of these top European country, and also South Africa as well. So what we had to do, what the country has to do, bear in mind, all these countries I've mentioned, UK and United States being one of them, they've been aware that South Africa have been fighting this appetite. So none of them were like saying nothing at the time. So what Nigeria had to do is we cease the supply of crude oil. So which obviously like was kind of like the last strike that actually like made this country obviously got involved and say, okay, cool. Obviously it was kind of like a main issues now in a way. So what I'm trying to say, obviously now it sees is affected, which kind of affected our economy, because we stopped supplying all this country crude oil. So I think by then we made the decision cost us around 41 billion. Yeah, if I'm very correct, it cost us around 41 billion. So I'm not making this video to say that how much we gave South Africa, like the 61 billion we support. So I'm making this video to show that we've contributed so much to the country. Like, why is it now that you want to be killing Nigerians, killing our own people, just for what? Like messing up Nelson Mandela legacy. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Nelson Mandela, although obviously some of the stuff he did was a bit questionable in relation to, like, I agree with obviously the European and stuff, compared to all these other like legends and stuff, like, but killing other Africa, we're all brothers. Can you imagine? We're all brothers. Like, obviously, as I said, the whole xenophobia in 2015 stuff, when I saw it, made me obviously lose interest in going to South Africa. I said that I wasn't going to go to South Africa. I'd rather go to like other European country or go to other country at the time. But somehow, obviously, my birthday last year, September, and my other friends, 3 of us, obviously, me and my boys, we've all traveled. I believe it was 7 of us. We've all traveled to like South Africa in September for the first time. I went to Johannesburg. So, which I believe it was 11 hours flight. So I'm just gonna give you a bit of stories in relation to your stories on South Africa and how they feel towards Nigeria. First hand story, first hand thing, because obviously I've been having stuff related to like guys being in the country doing the thing, of course, and getting a lot of hates from South Africa to Nigerians and stuff. Obviously, I don't live there, so I wouldn't know, but I've heard stories. But anyway, long story short, I'm on the plane. There's a lovely black lady sitting next to me. I can't remember her name. 11 hours flight. Would go in there, British Airway. So we obviously were talking, and then she asked where I'm from. I said I asked her where she's from. Obviously, she's from South Africa. She came to see her daughter, and that lives in the UK with her husband. But husband decided to stay, and then she was flying back. So she asked where I'm from. Said I'm originally from Nigeria, but obviously I live in the UK. Our first reaction was like, I don't like Nigerian. I was like, why don't you like Nigeria? She said, because Nigeria, they tend to like when they leave Nigerians are in South Africa, she just basically said Nigerians are a bit loud, they're drug dealers, they're fraudsters, they're this is that. And I said that's not true. That's what has been painted. That's not true. That can't be true because if anything, we're very lovely people, and every African know that. We're known to obviously hardworking and like motivated to obviously get it. But I say that's not true. So we just kind of have like a little I didn't really want to like emphasize on it too much. I just said no, that's not true. That can't be true. So obviously, yes, we on the flight we're going, and then bear in mind this is 11 hours flight. So so we down the line so we end up talking later on, and then she was telling me about her daughter. And then she said, her daughter lives in the UK. She works in the UK, whatnot. But her son, she has a son. I believe is in the late 20 or early 30, around that age range. So she said, so somehow, yeah, she was telling me the story that she was not pleased with her son. Not that I asked her or anything like that, but she's like, oh yeah, my son, basically, he takes drugs, he drinks, he asks me for money, he doesn't work. Get me? Obviously, this time we're like further down on the flight. Bear in mind, 11 hours flight, so probably like 6-7 hours deep or something, or 8 hours, depend. So obviously, she's seen next to me. It's only right we talk during the flight. So long as she start telling me about her son, she says she's not really too happy with him. Like, she said he even scam because she's retired. Said he even scam out of retirement money. She's just telling me so many stories. Like he's basically a waste man. So I'm having to be telling her now. Yeah, see, now you just told me, give me a prime example of your son. Yeah, being in South Africa. This is a prime example of most of the South African guys. Most of them are just lazy. They do not work. They just want things to be handed to them. Like they're not hustlers. Nigerians are known to be hustlers. So if you're hustlers, by default you're getting money. By default you're gonna be getting all the girls. The girls will be naturally attracted to you. You be getting stuff. Obviously, like what human being at the end of the day, like as much as we can say, yeah, you're happy for this is that, like people are gonna hate you naturally if you're getting money or if you're doing good. That's just life in general. So obviously this South Africa guys, they kind of use all these excuses like, oh yeah, we're not getting job. These guys are doing drugs. These guys are doing drugs. These guys are doing this, that in our country. So they kind of use all that hate and anger and turn into something else. And obviously end up either killing people, other Africans, or destroying businesses. So I had to tell her, yeah, like this is prime example of why some of the people hate Nigerians, because they go there to hustle and make things happen, as compared to South African guys that probably like on benefit or just want things to be handled. They're lazy. They're doing drugs. They want to steal. They want to thief fiscally. So I had to like educate her, and obviously after So yeah, no, it's just like one thing I actually read about her, she actually said, no, yeah, it's just the way that they've been paid. Bear in mind, she's never had no experience with any bad experience with Nigerians, And they started telling me some good friends that she's had, that maybe they've worked with together or something, saying, yeah, although I've had some good friends, this is that. So this is just prime example. Like obviously I experienced first, and bear in mind, on that flight there were 80 people, white European on that flight that was going to South Africa. And then like on the way back, 80% people on the way there and 80% back on the way back. This are, think about it. This are, why is 80% going there of European going there and back? What they're doing there, obviously they lives there, but somehow you're extracting the resources or something out of the country. So I think South Africa, yeah, the black South Africa, yeah, I think they are focusing their energy, their issues towards other Africans, or you cannot be fighting your fellow African. It doesn't make sense. Like there's people that you're supposed to be fighting. Like I feel like they've been brainwashed in a way, as we know. Like the media is controlled by the European, by the white people. Let's be honest. I'm just gonna say it as it is, and in a way, they've brainwashed them and said, "Oh, listen, these other Africans are taking your job. This is that. This is that." Whereby you should be focusing your energy on the European that have taken most of your resources. Let's show some examples in it. Like so, as you can see here in this, it says the percentage of South Africa, why South Africa. So South Africa, according to the 2022 census, white South Africa make up approximately 7.3% of the population. 7.3% of the population. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so look at this, yeah, land percentage. According to the land on South Africa, the white people, that is 7.3% of the population, owns 72% of the land in South Africa. Imagine, listen to that. I mean, color owns 15%. So basically, let's just address this color as well. Color means I think they're more of like the light skin people tend to like address themselves as colored. I made a video about the Grammy Award, and obviously the controversy what's her name, Tyler faced at some stage in America when she was addressing herself as a color, which kind of obviously impact her album sales in a way. So color are more like light skin. They look at themselves like they're above like black people in a way. They are just as colors, which is light skin. Even though we're all black, we just matter of complexion. I've got a friend that is both his parents are black and he's light skin. Some people think it's mysteries. So I don't even understand that. And India people owns 5% of the land in South Africa. Imagine. And black South Africa owns 4% of the land in South Africa. Yeah. So this is a prime example of how I feel like you need to channel your energy into the right things. You get me? Like you're fighting your own African brothers, you're killing your own African brother. That does not make sense at all. Like, I think I've got an image here that I've looked. Look at this image, for example. This is the rich part of South Africa, and this is the poor part of South Africa. Look at the rich part. You get me? The only thing that separates them is a fence. Look, these lot are living the life, and these lot are just in the poor. And at the same time, you want to be killing your own African brother after all the resources, all the money and everything like we've contributed, all Africans have contributed towards the apartheid. Yeah, to fight for your independency. Yet you want to be killing your own black brothers. So yeah, man. I thought I made this video. I don't know if I have any more link. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So I've got a video of Nelson Mandela, obviously thanking the Nigeria for their contribution. Just have to make this evidence because obviously Could get some people just come in the comment.
They have also assisted us in the form of teachers, doctors, architects, and they have given scholarships to our children to study in the universities of this country. Happy, therefore, that my delegation and I are today here in order to express our sincere thanks directly to you.
So yeah, see, that's a video of Nelson Mandela thanking Nigerians for obviously all their contribution towards the independent appetite. So as I said, man, like Nigeria obviously we contributed when we stopped to supply all this country our crude oil, which cost us 41 billion. This is money that could have been invested into like our country infrastructure, and obviously like that could have been invested into the country to obviously develop the country more. Like we fight for other Africans, which obviously we're known. Like as much as we helped South Africa, we've helped other countries as well to gain their independence. So which is fine. Yeah, man, I feel like South Africa needs to obviously channel their energy. It's only right I made this video. Obviously, I'm pretty much done with, not completely done with my project, but I'm having a bit of free time, so I feel like it's only right I made this video just to share light on this stuff, because obviously I've already missed it with the whole Igbo killing. Well, somehow I think it's still going on in South Africa, and it's been coming up on my timeline, so it's only right I made this video. I feel, as I said, going forward, I feel like South Africa, you need to like channel your energy into the right places. I'm not gonna say yeah I hate South Africa. No, it used to piss me off. I used to say I hate these law, this is that, because obviously when you're seeing it firsthand, killing your African brothers, especially your Nigerian brothers, kind of hurt you in a way. But obviously with now I've more matured now. Like especially if you're in this space, in this content space, you need to be like strong-minded, although you're gonna get like draw out a lot. So this is how obviously I can share my contribute and share more awareness in this situation, of course. Yeah, like I feel obviously they do not know better as well. Yeah, like obviously I know that the white people have brainwashed them, of course. So don't know how can you do this to your African brother who stood by you during freedom? This is just like messing up Nelson Mandela legacy in a way. As I said, man, I just wanted to share light. Hopefully this video is educated, reach enough people, reach enough South African people. Just do better, man. Like we're brothers and sisters. We do not need all of these killings, all these xenophobia. Like what are you gonna get from that? You're killing people foreigner for coming to your country, like your own brothers. When you got all these other people coming there, set up businesses, take over your resources. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to make this video. Hopefully like, share, subscribe, and yeah, keep it posted. Hopefully I might be making part 2, who knows. I love you guys. It's late in the UK. Is actually gonna, in 1 minute it's gonna be 12 o'clock. Well, yeah, it's a little time of go. But yeah, I love you guys, man. Like and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye.